you guys, welcome to another astro forecast with me, Emma, from Sacred Earth Offerings. This is an April month is coming. I'm excited. We've had a few months where there's been a lot of stuff and a lot of quite intense shifts, specifically this past month with Mars and Rahu. And I'm sure you all can feel that there's been a lot of tension, and there was a lot of feeling of, being held back, and then also revelations upon revelations upon revelations of truths within ourselves, but also in the collective to some degree. And I feel like people are just, there was a time, oh, I have a notebook here, there was a period where a couple of weeks ago, and no, actually, it was just a few days. Also, have you been feeling like time is kind of unraveling? Or like I've had the last couple of days, it's felt like we've had weeks pass. Like literally I had something happen. Now it's 1.5 days ago. And yesterday, which was the day before, the day after, yeah, look at this, I can't even. It felt like 3 days had passed, but it was only like half a day. And this is kind of like, if you're starting to experience an unraveling, I'm saying, of time is collapsing, it's because everything is kind of speeding up. This is what we know happens in the universe, where we expand, and therefore time moves differently, because that dimension is definitely shifting, and we are shifting upwards. And time dimension is the fourth dimension. So if you're starting to feel like you're moving in and out of time, and you are experiencing time loops, or seeing things happen but they actually haven't happened, or like you're ahead of time, if you know what I mean, you're gonna know what I mean. if you felt it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. This is a sign of fourth dimension existence, and it is, I've heard many people talk about it. I've felt it more strongly than ever before now. So things are really happening in the collective energy and on Earth and in the cosmic energies. And you know what? I realize I always say the word energies. So if anybody's annoyed by that, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, that's like the most natural word for me to that comes out. So that's the word I use. But what I mean by that is frequency, vibration, tone, like the actual set of things happening. Anyway, I'm going to go in to talk about the planets. Luckily, there are some things happening, shifts that are very positive, that are very abundant, like flowing energy. So things are going to start to move a bit quicker. We're going to start with talking about Jupiter. Jupiter has been in Capricorn for about a year, and now, and when it is in Capricorn, it rules, Jupiter, as you probably know, rules good fortune, expansion, good luck. It opens doors wherever it is. It can kind of bring you a flow, and it's Ganesha, which I've said many times. It's the one who kind of allows you to move forward on your way, and the one who blesses you on your way and can bring good fortune. But when it is in Capricorn, it's actually a bit blocked. It's not the best aspect for it. It can feel like, of course, it's the biggest planet, so it's still bigger than all the other ones. It's still going to have a very potent effect on things, but it's not nearly as close to its like usual energy. So now it's going to move out of Capricorn into the sign of Aquarius in the 6th of April. And it's going to stay there until in the fall, around November, October. And then it's going to retrograde back into Capricorn for like a month and a half, and then go back into Aquarius. So, and in Aquarius, we now have Neptune. Neptune is at like 27, 28 degrees right now. So Jupiter and Neptune are not going to conjoin until a few months ahead. So I'm not going to talk about that now, but there is a lot of like illusions will start to lift. You might still feel this, even if they're not close together. Neptune, if you the energy of Neptune is illusion, but also romance. It is ideals. The one who wants you to see through all the illusions you might have put upon yourself. If you like Neptune, it rules photography and films and creation in that sense. And like if we watch a movie, it appears real. It looks real, but it's not really real, is it? That's the energy of Neptune. Just like a photograph, if you're looking at me now on this video, so it looks like, well, I look real because I am. I mean, but you're not in the same room as me. So what you're watching is not like real. It's a depiction of reality. So that's Neptune. And because of this, you can kind of, there's an energy of like, there's layers of perception, layers of reality, layers of things Neptune wants you to see through, to go beyond the layers to the core truth, the source of things. And Jupiter coming in to connect with Neptune will kind of, it pushes things to the surface. It opens up our eyes to the truth. And Aquarius as a sign is the one who definitely wants to go beyond believing in things and having faith and just, which is not a bad thing. But it wants to go from believing to knowing. Like finding the actual truth, like not going to the bottom of things. Aquarius wants to be very sure of what is actually true. So Neptune has been in this sign for many years now. It's going to stay there until 2023, I think. So all of this time, it's slowly working to shed light on all the illusions of the world at the moment. So there is a lot of uncovering, and Jupiter is definitely gonna boost this. Now, as always, like I always say, it depends on which house it takes place in your individual chart, how it will affect you individually. For instance, if Jupiter enters now into your 7th house, it's going to bring a positive energy when it comes to relationships, maybe opening doors for a new love to come in or something to that effect. If it enters your 11th house, it's going to be a lot of blessings and abundance and joy when it comes to friends and groups and so on. If you want more info on how it affects you, you connect with me if you want and order a personal reading. Just saying that. Anyway, I'm talking so general now, and this is the Vedic astrology, not the Western, again. Jupiter into Aquarius will bring a lot of new ideas to the table, a lot of new frequency, new light, bright ideas, downloads, because Jupiter in the astrology symbolizes the connection with a higher knowledge. It rules Sagittarius and Pisces, cosmic influence, your higher self, the eternal source knowing is what it symbolizes. So when that enters Aquarius, boom, you might get a lot of ideas for, what am I here to do? What is the truth of things? What is really what I believe about this? So it won't be, you can kind of, I feel like there will be a sort of, because it's like, if I'm just gonna, when I do this, I both kind of combine what I look in the chart and see the dates, and then I sort of sit here and ask for the planets to come in, and I then talk about the planets as I feel them and like channel what they want to say. That's why I'm kind of trying to find what the meaning is, intuitively, but also traditionally in the meaning of what all of it's symbolizing. But what I'm feeling in the vibration, movement, frequency of this transit is that Jupiter has been very slow. It's like I'm being held back. And then I move into Aquarius, which is in itself a quick sign, air sign, ruled by Uranus, like a lightning bolt. And then I'm being opened up. So this is what's happening. Very slow movement in Capricorn, and then boom. That's the feeling. And so this is what is going to start happening in April. So I feel like everyone who's had a sense of like, oh, well, things start to happen, it's going to move on quicker. And it's not only Jupiter. We also have the Sun, Venus, and Mercury all moving into Aries in the middle of the month. Venus and the Sun, I think, just checking. No, I was wrong. I thought it was the same date. No. The Sun is going to move into Aries. It's in Pisces now. It's been there with Venus for some time. They're joining hands. So we have two planets who are moving together through their respective exalted positions. And this is interesting. Exalted positions I find fascinating. This is when a planet has a position where it is enhanced and creates an opening in your chakra, Kundalini opening. So if you have this in your chart, you have with you an extra karmic challenge, but also an extra energy for a lack of a better word, enlightenment. I don't really like that word, but I don't have any better one now. So Venus has been exalted for half a month and is in exalted position until 11th. Yes, sorry, double checking. 11th of April, when it passes into Aries. Venus exalted means cosmic love, means connection to your higher self, means merging with your true essence. That's what Venus really wants to do. It wants to merge. And of course, there's a love element. Of course, there's an opening of divine love. There's a download, channeling, connection with Venusian frequency of accepting love, compassion for everything. This is very big right now. Pisces, this cosmic ocean of love. And the Sun is there shedding a light on this. We just had a full moon now, a couple of days ago, or like yesterday, where the moon was in Virgo and the Sun and Venus was in Pisces, creating this. So enormous full moon love energy right now. And it's going to continue until they pass into Aries, when the Sun is going into his exalted position in Aries. The Sun is exalted in Aries. What does this mean? Well, it is the chakra also, I want to say, in Pisces and Venus. This is the Vedic chart again. This is this tradition, the Veda. It's the sacral chakra, the second one, ruling sexuality, love, feminine energy, creation, birthing, the womb, regardless of gender. So this is why it's connected to love and all this. Now it moves the Sun into Aries, and that's the third chakra. So an exalted Sun, well, partly it's very, very bright. It's very, the challenge, all of these bring a challenge with them. The challenge is to go beyond the ego of self. So this is kind of the hurdle you have to move over and ascend, or like move through when this is here. So we might be faced as a collective, but also as individuals, because Aries rules our individual self, our, me, my separateness from everyone. So when the Sun is there, it shines a light on who we are as individuals. You might feel like, I have a lot of power now. You might feel you want to express yourself or go forward, and it can bring movement and quick energy, because Aries is very fast moving, fiery, ambitious, driven, wants to create new things, because Venus follows through as well. We have Mercury adding to this in the 17th to 29th, very quick transit. Like just a couple of weeks, it's in Mercury, whoop, whoop, through Aries. So quick, funnily enough. So for a time, we'll have all three there. The Sun exalted is this kind of, because it has to do with our individual selves, but also the solar plexus chakra, the kind of expression, the childlike energy, our life force. It kind of asks the question, what am I seeking? Am I seeking recognition for my individual self? There can be you might have to face some, I don't know really how to put this. And it's not because it's something hard. It's more because I don't really find the words. Maybe it's because I'm not meant to talk about it. But it has to do with, oh yes, seeking recognition for who you are. Like wanting fame, wanting to be celebrated for your personal achievements, and kind of, you know, looking for false gods, wanting to kind of be looking for the false light within yourself, and this kind of thing, the ego traps of wanting to be recognized. So this can come up, and you know, is it your ego sun that you're following, or is it your true source connection? What is it that you are actually following as guidance, and what is it that you're actually I don't know if I'm making sense, but this is, I'm hoping that I'm sending it telepathically to you, this meaning, if it doesn't make sense. Like that. So Venus in Aries is also can be creative influences that move quickly, having a very individual, wanting to be expressing beauty in an individual way, or like this. I don't really feel like that is something I'm going to dwell on. I'm going to move forward to Mars moving out of Taurus. This is going to be a relief because Mars and Rahu are still very close together, creating this kind of violent, tense, aggressive. These two are quite tough in the energies. They are, you know, they rip and they create violent energy where they are. Taurus being also the ruler of stability and kind of our sense of anyway, not gonna dwell there. It's gonna move into Gemini, so communications might start to be a little quicker. So I feel like rash communication could be something that Mars brings to Gemini. If you have it as a third house, which it collectively is, the third house, it rules websites, it rules photography, it rules art, it rules creative space and siblings. Let's see here, it is the 14th of April, it passes in there. So communications will start to move a bit quicker. It will mainly be a lighter feeling because Gemini is an air sign and a bit lighter. And when I mean lighter, I mean that it might feel like less tension in the body, more forward motion. We also have a month that is almost all free of retrogrades. But at the end of the month, Pluto is going retrograde for a long time, or well, half a year. So 28th, double check, 28th, that was right. We have Pluto moving retrograde. Pluto is still in Capricorn, will be there for a long time, and it's retrograding until the 6th of October. Now, when Pluto retrogrades, Pluto rules our healing, our strong transformation, symbol death and rebirth, and can be quite, it will, in the same way that Neptune wants us to be liberated from all the things that are in the way for our personal growth, soul growth, Pluto wants this as well. When a planet moves retrograde, it means that there's an illusion of backward movement on the sky. So the feeling and the energy that happens is that things can feel like they move backwards. Pluto is in the 10th house collectively, Capricorn, which symbolizes what are you here to do? Who are you serving? Why do you do what you do? What is your purpose? What is your role in society? What is your unique gift to our collective? Pluto has, that is kind of what it's happening. And because many people, most people are not following their true divine purpose, it's going to feel like chaos, because everything has to fall down. I can liken Pluto with the cards in tarot, Tower and Death. because what is not aligned has to crumble and die, and then you be reborn as a phoenix from the ashes. It's a tough process, and this is what we are going through right now. On an individual level, when retrograde hits, you are being called to move within. You might feel like you want to withdraw. This is an energy, and Pluto is very in the outskirts of the aura, because the astro chart is your aura and your map towards finding your true self. So Pluto and Neptune and Uranus, they are the planets that are very, very far out. So they might have less of a physical input, impulse, influence is the word. But they can create an energy, and I always feel Pluto quite strongly. So maybe you will too. So it's a calling to go within, to meditate. You might feel like you want to withdraw somewhat from your, it might be that you have to rethink, what am I here to do? You might have an internally transformative process when it comes to your role, when it comes to what you're here to do. There might be more things happening on the inside than on the outside. We've had like, from New Year's until now, we've had a lot of changes in the outside. People might have changed jobs. You might have, realized things that you are actually here to do. There might have been more physical changes happening, or physical sensations of things happening. Pluto also rules our power. It's essentially it's raw power, and it depends on how much you've integrated your own self, how you will feel it. If you become if you become dominant or aggressive, or like you want to rule and control others, then you have a dark or a shadow side element of Pluto that you have to work with. If you find that Pluto gives you power and incentive and movement forward, and you can kind of use this power to create good things, then you've worked quite a lot with your shadow side. Then you've integrated Pluto's gifts. So it all depends on where you are in your development. These are the big things for the astrology this month. I'm going to do a card reading. Last month, I think, or the couple of last months, I've done them separately. This time I'm not going to do a pick a card, because I don't have enough time. And also because I was guided to do this, and then I thought I'm just going to follow that. Oops. So I'm going to draw a card from 3 decks. We have Isis, my favorite goddess. I got all warm in my thighs get all warm when I'm talking about Isis. Jesus, I'm sorry. Blah blah blah. Okay. Card for April month for each one who's watching this video, and we'll do the unicorns, and we'll do a goddess deck as well. And I hope that this has been interesting, and this has been illuminating. I would love to hear your comments or your feelings in the comment sections. You're very welcome to share your thoughts if you want to, or connect on Instagram, or let me know how you feel about this month. And if you're feeling drawn to book personal reading or guidance or something with me, then you just connect however you feel called. You're very welcome. Can be interesting to hear what the planets are doing at the moment in your chart individually, because that can be quite a different thing. Okay, last card for the month. Here we are. Okay. Ooh, well, all right. Yeah, this makes sense. We have challenge coming up, the Sphinx. So yeah, there might be some challenges. I'm thinking, or I'm feeling, mainly around Pluto. It might be also around this sun entering its exalted Aries position, where some ego things might come up to be shed. Aries wants to be very seen and wants to be celebrated for who she is. And there could be some, I'm seeing like very strong minds colliding. There could be like, no, but my point of view is right. No, but my point of view is right. And then, Jupiter entering Aquarius can also bring some quite strong new ideas to the market, new ideas coming that you didn't see before, which is always a bit all over the place. There could also be other aspects that I didn't talk about during the video that could bring challenges. I have not even mentioned the moons. I'm gonna do those in separate videos as we go, I feel. So we have also the key of life, spinning the Ankh, the key of life, here with Isis. Now the Ankh is a symbol of Isis and Osiris together. So it is the kind of the woman and the man, the masculine feminine connection with creates life, Horus, the divine child. So I feel like there is also, because the solar plexus chakra is very connected to childlike energy, to this expressive and life energy. So there's a lot of new ideas. I feel like new things are coming in for how you want to create your life, what you want to do, what is important for you, new guidelines, something around new guidance coming. And a healer. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. This is one of my favorite cards in this one. Such a beautiful, serene, and light card. Okay, so let's see. The challenge that you may face has to do with you finding your true purpose as a healer. Now, a healer for me does not have to be a person who works with actual healing like Reiki or spiritual healing or whatever you do. It can be an artist, it can be a counselor, it can be even a person who works in a food store but brings a healing energy to your surroundings. It's finding the healer within yourself. It can also be you taking steps towards creating healing within yourself. And when I say this, there's a spinning in my head. I almost felt like I got dizzy for a while, like a vortex. So somebody's watching this who will have a quite profound healing experience where things will start to fall into place and you will have a massive shift because something came in and just did this. And it can feel physically challenging. This is like a physical challenge. So more than a mental one, an emotional one. It's like you, because she's here and she has a very animal-like body. But the Sphinx is a merging of different beings. So there is a merging happening, but ground yourself. You who's watching this, ground yourself, drink a lot of water because there's a lot of stuff going on around you. For you to awaken this life energy. And I feel like it's like blocks lifting. And the realization is that I feel like I have it's like a feeling of I didn't know how blocked I was until this lifted and all this stagnant energy moves and I suddenly have all this life and I feel dizzy because suddenly there's movement in my chakras. Suddenly I have influence coming in and it's really a lot of energy in the upper chakras. So ground down, find a tree to hug or go out in nature or drink water or like replant your plants in the home, work with like that kind of stuff, or take baths, because there is going to be quite a lot of like restructuring of your energetic blueprint. So yeah, that is the messages that come in for you for this month. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that if you watched all the way through, then thank you, and so nice to have you here. And don't forget to click the subscribe button if you want more videos on the astrological updates and readings and so forth. And I'll see you in a little bit. I'll see you in another video. I don't know when, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now. Thank you for watching and have a lovely week and Easter.